Hello everyone, what is up? Kuru here, how you doing? I hope you guys have been enjoying the event so far. I will present to you Need for Speed Payback, all main missions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! So, this is the newest entrance in the Need for Speed series. Need for Speed Payback. If you haven't played it before, I don't really judge you for that. I would understand after the track record that they had in the most recent years. The best I can compare this game to anything is probably the Fast and Furious and GTA 5. That is kind of the matchup the mix-up that you're getting here. So this is our first car, the Mustang GT. It was enhanced and enforced, so we're gonna be fast enough and tough enough to deal with all the bad boys that are gonna come up. There's one issue that I have with this. It is one of the beginner's missions, and this car is basically locked to 200 kilometers per hour or 120 miles per hour. And to add some salt to the injury, brake to drift in this game as well. Another mechanic that not many people are fond of, myself included. Physics are, let's say, very imaginative. There's a lot of stuff going on that helps us to get what we want in the most spectacular way possible. You might notice I hit the truck here, but in the cutscene I hit the truck in the tunnel, because we are way faster than the game expects us to. This can get quite tricky sometimes, because they are extremely stable. One thing you can do, you can basically bump in between them, so you kind of want to have one on the left, one on the right. And sometimes, you know, physics just do whatever they want. If you pay attention to the truck itself, you might see it's empty, right? Keep that in mind. Doors closed, exploding, and now we got the car in there all of a sudden. The problem with this car, it's extremely fast, but it is not tuned whatsoever. So it's a little tricky to handle. Because you do play around with the handling settings in the cars that you're gonna use later on. And it's optimized for handling. This one is optimized for basically nothing. So the run itself is a new game plus category. After the first main mission, where we only get cars supplied, we can use our own cars. So basically we have 3 cars, actually 4 cars, fully prepared for the other 3 main missions of the game. Alright. Got a special Twitch delivery here. Got that one from one of my mods, Rob Bendel. Shout out to you, man. Great. That happens sometimes. Even though you didn't really crash out, the game still decides to reset you. It was a little bit, let's say it's a little unoptimized. You can either have auto reset on or auto reset off. The problem with auto reset off, if you land somewhere where you can't get out of, you're basically soft locking the game. So even though it might be bad in some situations, it might be necessary in order not to soft lock the run. So for example, this M5 here is fully upgraded, and you might know the delivery from another Need for Speed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they would actually leave the keys in there. The sheer weight that I have with this car, it drives like a tank. It's extremely heavy. It barely moves around any corners. There's a little bit of air steering possible. At the very beginning of your jump, you can change the direction of your car just a tiny little bit, which is good if you know what the track looks like. Another $1 million car, just sitting around with the keys inside. How convenient. You might remember the cops from Need for Speed 2015 to be absolutely atrocious. They are actually good in this game. They probably slow you down, they actually engage with you, and to be honest, on the first time playing the game, you're actually gonna be struggling against them. After playing it again, you will notice they have a certain movement patterns that you can play around, but there's also a good amount of randomness in there, because they do rubber band, which is when they accelerate extremely strongly out of nothing. So how are we gonna get in there? Oh, right. This is quite tricky because the camera angle doesn't really help you controlling a giant truck. Since you can't teleport anywhere on the map, you gotta go to points of interest. This one, for example, is a dealership. So we spawn to the closest dealership and then drive up to mission number 3. You see those two going to the right there in the beginning? The first time I played it, I was obviously you're focused on your teammates, right? So I was just following them, and there's just a dead end where I get busted. Yeah, about the mechanics in this game. For easy corners, you're just gonna hit the brake, and if you have a more difficult and more slow corner, you wanna hit the handbrake first, and then continue to the regular brake. It's gonna give you more braking power, more angle, and you can get these corners done. Fantastic. You gotta be careful here. If you're too fast, you actually jump over the checkpoint, and it does not have plentiful height there to actually do it. You would just jump over the checkpoint, miss it, and fail the mission. There's a little trick here, and spectacularly failed it. You want to go on the inside here to evade that cop coming out of it. I personally quite enjoyed the campaign in this game. Not really too much long playability for the game, but the career itself was always very enjoyable to me. Skyhammer. Number 3. One more to go. The final big mission. Basically, you always have like single races in between. Gotta do some sub-missions, sub-chapters before you get access to the main ones. We don't need no luck. The laggiest part of the entire game. This is kind of where I feel they should have done something. Because it really ends up being just a 20-kilometer race with no interaction whatsoever. Oh, I'm quite excited what they're gonna bring out this year. It might be another Most Wanted, who knows, right? A new Underground. I personally would advocate for an actual sequel to Most Wanted from 2005. I simply do not count the one from 2012. Luckily that checkpoint does trigger, but I still jumped so far that I had no chance getting into the corner. I wasn't sure this is gonna work. It would have worked if I didn't hit the bush there. This is one of my favorite cars in this game. Not only does it grip and accelerate like crazy, it's also one of my personally favorite cars. The thing about off-road races, although this car is easily capable of doing 350 on a road, off-road, all cars are locked down to 220 without boost. And if you're boosting, I think it goes up to like 240 or something. Yeah, I do assume they did that simply out of convenience, and not to worry about what would high speed look like on off-road. By just hard-locking every single car to 220. This is where it gets fun. Oh yeah, there's also the off-road, where you get even slower. So you do want to stick to the path for as long as you can to keep your speed high. Thank you, bro. He won't let me turn around.
They just try to kill switch me. It worked.
All right. Got him. Here's a little trick. You want to take the ramp? Well, next time. Because you will basically jump over the off-road part and keep your high speed just a little bit longer. Routing the events was kind of fun because, as I mentioned, the off-road that is paved, kind of. You're moving fast on that one, but you can still cut in a lot of places. So you want to find the balance of how much can I cut without losing too much speed. Find a shortcut here, for example.
End of the line, Morgan. With this tech,
for example, right there. That wasn't really a crash, but the game thinks, yeah, you might be stuck there, so we're gonna reset you. The fun thing is you can actually lose on purpose, and you're gonna trigger a special cutscene where they basically like debate it, and you lose everything and gain nothing. Time! That was actually pretty decent. Quite happy about this one. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment. This was Need for Speed Payback. Came out about 2 years ago. We're gonna see a new Need for Speed, probably in November this year again. I'm curious what they got prepared for us. I'm excited. And as they are getting better as a development studio, I do have some faith it's gonna be better this year. Guys, thanks so much for watching. ESA, thank you for having me. I wish you all a nice day. And big shout outs to my community and viewers at home. Appreciate you guys very much allowing me to get here to entertain people, help out a good cause. Feels absolutely amazing every single time I'm here. This was my second time now. Super happy about that, and yeah, thank you for watching.